So my name's Paula, I'm 51 and I live in Northumberland with my husband Frank and 2 cats. And in 2017 I was diagnosed with secondary breast cancer. So I found out that I had secondary breast cancer in 2017, but I went to my GP back in 2016 and I'd started just not feeling right. We were buying this house and I'd just changed jobs, and my GP felt that it was possibly related to a previous condition I'd had, which was my irritable bowel. So basically, go away and just try and manage your diet, try and manage your stress levels, and things should improve. So I'd gone back to my GP every month for about 6 months, and it wasn't until March that she decided to do her first blood test. And I had the ovarian cancer marker test done, and it showed that I had slightly elevated markers. So my GP had said, well, it's only marginally above the normal level, so what we'll do is we'll monitor it again, do it again in a month. So I had another blood test done a month later, and that was April, and it was higher. Basically, my GP then referred me to gynecology. So I saw them at the end of May, and she did a couple of tests, and one of them was a CT scan. And at that point, they picked up that I had a lump in my breast and then a growth in my liver. So I was referred to the breast clinic for a breast biopsy. Got the results 2 weeks later that I had primary breast cancer. They said my liver had been sent off to the MDT, and they confirmed that they were confident it wasn't related to my breast cancer, it was a benign adenoma, so all was good with that. So in the August I had treatment for the lump, so I had a lumpectomy done, lymph nodes were removed, they were all clear, everything's all good. So one of the things they decided to do, because the liver tumour, or the liver benign tumour at that point, was quite big, they said we still need to monitor it, because even if, with it being so big, even if it being benign, it could still cause issues. So then they did another CT scan, and then it had grown even more at that point, and that was November. So then I had a biopsy done at the Freeman Hospital, and then my liver surgeon called me in, and he gave me the news that actually I wasn't a primary breast cancer patient, I was a secondary breast cancer patient, and I had metastatic breast cancer, and that was in the November. So basically it was a year after my first visit to my GP I actually found out I was a metastatic breast cancer patient. So I was working up until my surgery in the August of 2017. I'm accountant in my previous life, I say. And I just thought, well, I would go back to work once I'd had my treatment, had my radiotherapy, and that's what I thought I would do. I would plan to go back to work maybe in the following January, give myself a little bit of time to heal. And then obviously in the November I was told that I was metastatic, and so I didn't go back to work. It was just so hard, just not just mentally and physically, but just logistically trying to fit in going to work, and then spending half an hour getting to the hospital, half an hour back, and then also you've got to wait around for appointments, so it's just not feasible. Prior to being diagnosed, I had no idea of what secondary breast cancer was. I had no idea what metastatic breast cancer was, or stage 4. I didn't even think that they were the same thing. I didn't really know much about primary breast cancer because I didn't know anybody who'd had primary breast cancer. So it was a minefield. And then when you start going on the internet, it's just like you just go down a very, very slippery slope of what the information is you get on there. And that's why groups like Make Seconds Count, group like Maggie's, they just help you so much because they give you the correct information. The biggest thing that needs to change for metastatic breast cancer is awareness into what it is. People just don't understand. Whenever you tell somebody that you've got metastatic breast cancer, they always try and compare you to another person they know with cancer. But then they always end it with, oh yeah, but they then died. And you're thinking, yeah, that's not what you really want to hear when you've got cancer. But we need to have more awareness that breast cancer, metastatic breast cancer, is not pink. It's not what people in October, they all dress up pink. It's not pink. And I have done it myself before. I've taken part in a race for life where you wear pink, but breast cancer, metastatic breast cancer, isn't pink. I want to stay alive, basically, and that's what keeps me going. Yeah, I want to stay alive for me. I want to stay alive for my family, and I still think that I've got something to give to the world, I guess.